Alright, I have an 18 by 24 inch stretched canvas that's been underpainted with flat black acrylic paint or black gesso. I'm going into alizarin crimson now, and I'm going to apply this semi-transparent color across the upper half of the canvas, on mostly through the left side, and spread it around except to the right corner, which I will go into Prussian blue in a second. But I just want to get the canvas wet and slick, and so I can go back and brighten it up with the white, and start bringing in some light. Okay, I skipped ahead a little bit. I applied more of that color around the canvas. Now I'm going into the Prussian blue and midnight black. Midnight black is in there. I just wanted to gray the color a little bit so it wasn't so bright, strong blue. There's another way to do this, and probably a lot easier, but in order to avoid glares from the camera, and I was already having a hard time seeing down in the basement, even with the lights and everything. I get a glare from the wet paint, so it's even stronger with the liquid clear. But if you got good lighting and stuff, I would recommend that you use the liquid clear, and then go and put the semi-transparent colors like the alizarin crimson and Prussian blue and midnight black. They're all semi-transparent. And then, so put the liquid clear or Alexander clear on there first, and then put those colors on. Okay, now I'm into titanium white. I have just using the 1-inch brush here, and just crisscross strokes to the upper half of the canvas. I have not done any base coat to the bottom half of the canvas. I have not made it wet or slick, and I'm not going to. That's up to you. If you want to do that, you could do that, but I didn't. Just basically just because I did want to avoid any unnecessary glares. Alright, so I'm just blending that color out. I just added what I had on my brush, and I'm just working it out until my brush runs out of paint, basically. And kind of getting into that corner now, where you can see the blues kind of start to come through a little bit. Getting a little more of the white, I believe, or more of the blue. I don't think it's quite blue enough for me. I keep doing this little by little, adding a little white and then going back over or adding a little more color. And I just keep playing with it till I get it how I want it, how strong I want it, how the color, how bright I want the sky to be. I could have stopped right there and probably would have been just fine too, but I kept going over and over. And without the liquid clear on there, I had a little trouble moving the paint. It will move with just putting the transparent colors on there, but it moves a lot nicer with the liquid clear, and I recommend using that base coat, but I didn't, like I say, want to use it because of any glares, and I was having a hard time seeing down there in the basement, and I moved the lighting. For some reason it seemed to really make it worse having the lighting on that side, but it's, from what I know, if you're left-handed, the light should be over on your left side. I don't know, but I just figured this was showing the best. It shows up real good, but it was just hard for me to see. So a lot of times then I go through these cuts. This first video here has a lot of cuts in it, because this ran on too long, and it was dragging on, and I had to do something to speed it up. And you're not missing out any of the real important parts, just extended parts and me blending colors. You're still seeing me whenever I get new fresh paint and add more to it. But basically, it's just the same operation throughout from the beginning there of putting that white on. I just keep blending it out, and when I see something like, wow, I want a little more of the pink here, I go back, put a little more pink in the sky, or I want to brighten it up like there, I went back into white, or I want to make this a little more blue, or I want to put a little more of the black there. And you just keep playing around and brushing around. And I'm just using the same dirty brush the whole time. I don't think I was got a little tongue-tied there trying to think what I was going to say, but that's basically it, you know. Recommend that if you do this and you want to brighten it up, but each time you do, go back into your brightest spot to clean your brush first. But I had a lot of times you can see where I tilt my head back because I was trying to see it, you know, because from the angle I was painting, and I couldn't see what I was doing as good as I wanted to. So a lot of cuts are when I'm stepping back towards where the camera is, and, over to the left side and taking another look at it. And that's a good idea to do that. You say to always step back or look at it from another angle. You know, things look a lot different when you're right up close to it. And you got that glare in your eye. And everything's just wet and kind of has this shine. And, it's distracting. Grabbing some white and blue, and mostly blue there. I think really getting some blue color in there wasn't strong enough. So you can just add and blend until you get it to how you like it. That's all I'm doing here. Just keep working it in. Normally I probably wouldn't spend this long on something like this, but I really wanted to get that background, the certain lighting, because I was following on another painting I was doing, and I figured once I got that background lighting right, then the rest of the painting was gonna go well. So wanted to really make sure I got that. Because a lot of times you can just, you know, if you wanted, you could just do a whole different color scheme. You could have more yellows and golds and warm colors in there, and you have a lot. You could do any kind of color to this kind of background. It really doesn't matter. It could be more into greens and blues, or golds and brown, or yellows and reds and oranges. Those kind of color schemes usually work pretty well. So that's about that for the sky. I'll work on it a little more, I think, in the next, but we'll go to the next one.